Aloha, Dr. Matt James here, and I gotta tell you something. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're communicating with, and you never know what opportunity is present. And one thing that can totally blow an opportunity, that can completely destroy it, is a lack of humility. Man, the ego. I've written a few books on ego, shadow, and how to reconcile all of this. The Hawaiian word ha'a ha'a, I'm not laughing now, it's ha'a ha'a, means to have humbleness, to have humility. I got to grow up with these techniques. I got to grow up with neuro-linguistic programming. I got to hang out with Tony Robbins as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, even 13-year-old, taking my practitioner training with him. Learned from the person who invented it, Richard Bandler. My spiritual teacher, Uncle George Naope, I got to live with him for a summer when I had lost my way. Founder of the Merry Monarch Hula Festival. And the Hawaiian culture, man, if he said jump, you said high, how high? And you said that in mid-air. My experience with Uncle George taught me about humbleness. It taught me about humility. Because we all go through a phase in our life where our ego really kicks up, where we begin to see, this is who I am. This is what I'm able to accomplish. It's important to have an ego. In fact, from a spiritual perspective, I teach people that you can't get rid of your ego. Your ego is who you are. It's who you identify with. No more than you can get rid of your body. The idea isn't to get rid of the ego. It's to have a healthy ego. And a part of having a healthy ego is having humbleness. Being able to humble yourself, even in front of people that don't know as much as you know. And I humble myself in front of my kids all the time. And humbleness doesn't mean groveling or being less than. Humbleness means everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own process that they need to go through in life. You know, one of the things that I learned from my father as I grew up with these teachings from a more spiritual perspective, all of our paths lead to the same place. They lead to a light that we're all seeking. They lead to the same place. And to think that your path is better than someone else's, or that your labels that you use are more important than someone else's, it doesn't do anything except impede you on your path. And the reason why it does is because the moment you begin to think that this one path is the only path, and you create situations to bring yourself back down to earth. I don't think the universe creates situations to knock you on your proverbial behind. You know, the universe doesn't come along and kick you in the root chakra. What happens is you, at a deep level, have a need to be humble. Humble yourself to your path, to the process, everything that you have to go through. And the moment you think, man, I got this all figured out, you find yourself flat on your butt. And I've been there. I've been there. Doesn't matter if you learn these techniques as a kid, that can happen. And when it does, it's a glorious moment for you to remember how important and yet unimportant we truly are. You see, the idea that your path is better than someone else's must imply then that there's only one true way. And if that were the case, then there would only be one language, one way to eat, one way to dress. We would have figured that out by now. I don't think there's 5 ways, 10 ways. There's 7 billion people on the planet. I think there's 7 billion paths that all lead to the same place. And so a part of your process, a part of your path is, as you gain acceptance of, yes, this is my path, and you got to own it, man. You have to own your path. And this is my path. At the same time, you have to look at other people's paths and go, that's their path. It's difficult the way I teach, and those of you who have been my students for a while or brand new to it, or possibly thinking about becoming a student of my company, the Empowerment Partnership, we take a more difficult path in teaching because most people get up and they teach, here are the 3 steps to building wealth, or here are the 3 things to having an amazing career. And you know what? I don't teach that way. We don't teach that way. And the reason why we don't is because everyone has their own 3 steps to amazing health and their own 3 steps to incredible career. They get in their own way, though. You get in your own way. I've gotten in my own way in life. And so the way we teach in our company Our philosophy that we've taken is teach people how to uncover the gifts that they have inside so that they can begin to move down the path, so that you as an individual figure out your 3 steps to wealth, your 3 steps to an amazing relationship, your 3 steps to beautiful, amazing health. That's what we teach. We teach people how to get rid of their blocks. And when you discover your blocks and then completely get rid of them, and as you begin to move down the path, it is such an incredible experience because you become ponno. You become right with yourself. Now, as you're moving down that path, realize that that's your path. And so when I'm talking with my kids, I don't think that their path should be my path or my path should be their path. I think that I want to share with them how to discover their own path. In the amazing relationship that I'm in, my fiance, she has her path. Our paths are obviously intertwined, and yet she has her own way of doing things, as do I. And so humbleness is, as you discover your path, it's remembering that other people are on that same process of self-discovery, and that when they discover their path, they're going to think everyone else should be on this path. It's an excitement, right? You discover your path and you're like, this is what inspires me. Everyone should do this. No, no one else should do it. Only you. No one else should do that. It's your path. So delve down it, run down it, and remain humble. Ha'a ha'a. Remain humble and realize that everyone else has that same experience on their path. Anyway, hope this was a good message for you. Thank you so much. Take care. Ahui ho.